So, I have not properly made a video on what I want to see overall in the year 2018. And this is something I have wanted to do for a couple days now. Not that not that long of a video, I hope. And I'm gonna organize it into categories so that way I can get it over with quickly. So, without further ado, first category for the first bunch of numbers in the countdown, we're going to start off with number 10. And that is, of course, I want to see what's going to happen with the House of Representatives and the Senate. Now, I've researched this, and no matter what, if the Democrats take back the House, I shouldn't be worried about Pelosi. They will not put Pelosi back on the gavel. I feel it'll be somebody different. That's going to be determined by the Democrats, but at least I don't have to at least worry about Pelosi because I keep reading online that the Democrats are just too afraid to give her back the gavel if they regain the House. The Senate, the Democrats get that back. That's probably going to be Chuck Schumer. He's the Democratic minority leader. I mean, he's a New Yorker, I get it, but sometimes he's just too extreme for me in terms of how liberal he can get. But overall, I want to let this House and Senate midterm thing play itself out and how it could impact Donald Trump's chances of winning re-election in 2020. But as far as that's concerned, that's what I want to see. Number 10, see how the House and Senate plays itself out. Number 9, I'm going to transition into quickly Maryland and Governor Larry Hogan. Governor Hogan's doing a great job right now in the state of Maryland. He has distanced himself from Donald Trump, which is a very good thing. He's more of a moderate Republican, which is a good thing, and that's why people in Maryland seem to like him, especially how Delmarva's mostly conservative in the Eastern Shore, but we're not going to get into that. But Governor Hogan overall, great guy, great personality, and transportation-wise, I'm glad he's lowered the tolls on 95 throughout Maryland. And that's very important for people who are trying to get down south. It's very important that he lowered the tolls. They used to be maybe $8. Now it's like $3-4, and with the Easy Pass discount, it's crazy ridiculous how cheap the tolls are. So Governor Hogan's doing a great job. I want to see him get 4 more years in Maryland, and maybe, just maybe, he will run for president of the United States one day, but again, that's to be determined. Now, at number 8, Andrew Cuomo. I want to see him lose. I almost said jail because that's the next one, but jail would be interesting. But yeah, I want to see Governor Cuomo lose this time. I don't think he deserves 4 more years, and I always like to give credit to credits due to people. I am glad last year he admitted that the subways had a problem. I'm glad he did that, but at the same time, I don't believe he should be getting 4 more years based on admitting when something is wrong, we need to immediately fix it. Well, no, that's not how it works. You take care of the problem before it becomes a problem. And because of this moron basically screwed up subway service for millions and millions of people. All right? He's basically done so much to hurt the subways. I cannot give him 4 more years. And he's responsible, everyone. It wasn't Michael Bloomberg. It wasn't Bill de Blasio. No, it was Andrew Cuomo who caused this contingency of trying to bring back Joe Lhota to fix the problem. And another reason I'm just going to quickly mention is the man could care less about nature. He's bought out by Wall Street. He's bought out by special interest to focus on his own special needs. He's going to tear down the Pine Barrens in Suffolk. And honestly, he does not get my vote. And no matter what happens, I'm going to see what transpires with the Republicans in New York State. I might even consider voting Libertarian, but that's my own decision. But Andrew Cuomo, you do not deserve to be governor anymore. You ruined the subways, and for that, I cannot reelect you. And plus, again, getting rid of the Pine Barrens does not solve solar panel problems. So screw him. All right? Now we're going to go into number 7, and that is former county executive Ed Mangano of Nassau. I want him in jail. He basically told the MTA to screw off with Long Island Bus back in 2011. He tried bringing us into these lies saying that running the buses privately would be a good option, but we've seen it over the years. The buses in Nassau are a joke. They break down. The drivers don't even know where they're going sometimes. Conditions inside the buses are bad as it is. There's barely any air conditioning on all in the summer months. The buses are not even maintained. They used to be maintained all the time at Mitchell Field. And it's bad enough that he's screwed up the buses. He is likely going to be found guilty of federal corruption charges, along with the former town of Oyster Bay supervisor Venditto. I hope both of them end up in jail, but primarily I want Mangano to rot in there for the rest of his life. He deserves it for screwing over Nassau County, screwing over the bus system, and that's where I bring it up into number 6. And number 6, we're going to talk about quickly Long Island Bus. And this is why I'm hoping with County Executive Curran, and I'm begging her, I'll even go to the meetings in Mineola if they're going to be talking about it. I'll even present my case to the legislator in Nassau that Long Island Bus needs to come back. Very essential resource, especially benefits Queens when you can put extra buses on the roads run by the MTA. So I'm hoping that happens. So politics are finally out of the way. I'm glad we did that. Just double checking. Congress 10, Hogan 9, Cuomo 8, Mangano 7, Long Island Bus 6. Right, so now we're up to number 5. Number 5 right now will be the New York Giants. Right now, the way I see it, I just believe that they have to draft a quarterback. And more importantly, this GM they hired, Gettleman, he sounds high energy. And that's a good thing about Gettleman because he led the right decisions for the Carolina Panthers. He took them to Super Bowl 50 along with Ron Rivera. And it's just very important right now that he drafts a quarterback. And I know this is a controversy with Eli Manning. Is he going to stay? Is he going to go? I honestly want to stay neutral about Eli Manning. But in the long run, they need a quarterback. Eli's not going to be around forever. This is a good class this year. A lot of good quarterback options are going to be at number 2. Hell, even the Cleveland Browns can give the Giants the number 1 pick. Because, think about it. The Giants are at 2 right now. And if Cleveland wants to move down, they have nothing to lose. So if the Giants ended up getting number 1 and Gettleman picks a quarterback, well, listen, I'll be fine with that. But as far as that is concerned, I am hoping that they draft a quarterback in April, and we'll see how it ends up. So I got that over with. Number 4, we transition into, I'm going to be saying this, head coach. Who will the Giants pick as their next head coach? I want to stay neutral about that, but overall, I want to say this. They need to pick somebody who will make the right decisions, and Gettleman will be responsible for finding that coach along with John Mara. So we'll see how that ends up. It's only January 5th, but I expect by the end of the month that the Giants should have a coach, and from there they'll figure out what to do with Eli Manning. And I want to quickly mention in this video, little bit of a bonus mention. I want to see what Jon Gruden's going to do in Oakland, and especially when they move to Vegas. But yeah, Jon Gruden. That's my bonus addition to this countdown. Let's see what he does. I know I'm not going to put his photo up. If I do, I do. But if I don't, that's not a big deal. But Jon Gruden, what can he do with the Raiders? Can he get Derek Carr back on track? Can the offensive line be rebuilt for the Raiders? I'm not a big Raiders fan, but I know their situation clearly right now with the team. Especially how I have a lot of friends who are Raider fans, and they tell me, well, the offensive line wasn't there. Well, I like the receivers, I like the QB, I like the tight end, but all going to depend on what Jon Gruden does. I'm glad the Raiders did the right thing by bringing him back. So we'll see what happens with the Raiders, and more importantly, it'll be fun to see what Jon Gruden does. I'm looking forward to seeing his high energy passion back to coaching a football team. Now, if Bill Cowher can consider coming back, hey, I'm just asking, but you never know. Maybe he'll come coach the Giants. Well, we'll see, because thinking about it, maybe staying in New York is a good option. I'm sure Bill Cowher would like to coach the Giants. All right, so now we're going to transition into number 3, and that is, what are the Yankees going to do? What are they planning to do in 2018? My expectation is to at least win the American League pennant and most likely end up playing the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's my expectation right now. I don't want to make an early World Series preview, but I do preview the matchup being hopefully Yankees playing the Dodgers. I'm hoping that happens. I expect a lot of home runs to be hit, but yeah, I'm looking forward to 2018 with this team. I've said it earlier on the Yankees cast, and I'll say it again in this preview for what I want to see in 2018 overall. What's going to happen with the Yankees? I think good things are coming. All right, number 2. I know this is a little bit of something I wanted for a while on the PS4, and I quickly want to mention that this is overall the number 1 game I want to see next to Red Dead 2. That's a quick mention, but overall, my number 1 hype game of 2018, I want to see Spyro the Dragon on the PS4. It's not too much to ask. I think Sony will do it at their annual event this year, or maybe at E3. Who knows? But I'm expecting that this will be the year that Spyro the Dragon finally comes to PS4. We get the remastered HD games, and then we can have our full nostalgia back. If we haven't finished playing the Crash and Shane trilogy, well, I'm glad Crash Bandicoot came to PS4 and became a viral trend last year. But maybe Spyro becomes that next viral trend. We'll see. And then last but not least, at number 1. At number 1, I want to see The Incredibles 2. There's already been a teaser trailer out, but let's see overall how the movie ends up. We've been waiting now almost 15 years for the sequel. The last film came out in 2004. I'm glad Pixar is making it come out this year because, honestly, we had a Toy Story film 8 years ago. Yes, it's worth it to wait an extra year for Toy Story 4. I mean, it all depends on what John Lasseter does at Pixar because he's still facing sexual allegations over at Disney Pixar. But, yeah, Brad Bird hopefully did a good job directing this. He directed the last Incredibles film. You may remember him doing a couple episodes of The Simpsons a long time ago, but now he's been working on this film for a few years now, making sure The Incredibles hopefully gets an incredible sequel, but we'll see how it goes. Original cast, yes, Craig T. Nelson still voicing Mr. Incredible, and I'm thankful that he is finally done with Parenthood. I mean, he did a good job playing Zeke Braverman on Parenthood, but now he's had enough time to focus back playing Mr. Incredible, so we'll see how that ends up. But overall, I'm very excited for Incredibles 2, And there you have it. That's what I want to see in 2018. But overall, politically, the one thing I want to see, as I said earlier, is Ed Mangano in jail. I hope he ends up in jail for the rest of his life. He deserves it. And quickly, I'll also mention, we'll pull up Bill Cosby on the screen. I hope he goes to jail. Since the Harvey Weinstein scandal broke out, my opinion's been different about Bill Cosby. I think he clearly raped Andrea Constand. So, Bill Cosby, another quick mention, maybe that's my 12th mention for 2018, that Bill Cosby goes to jail. Alright? So there you have it. That's all my predictions for 2018. I hope they come true. And I want to know what you guys think. If I didn't mention anything, let me know in the comments below. Oh, Craig Carton. We'll see how the legal system plays out. I know he's facing federal charges, but we'll see how that ends up. So until next time, everybody, take care.